Hello everyone, today we bring you an intense sci-fi series. Imagine a rain of garbage falling from the sky and Earth instantly turning into a trash planet. Who's pulling the strings behind all this? Is the apocalypse upon us? On a scorching 100 degrees Fahrenheit day, the sky over London suddenly darkens and people think it's about to rain. But the next second, a plastic bag floats into the air, followed by another, then another, until plastic garbage begins falling from the sky. Plastic bottles, takeout containers, fuel barrels, snack wrappers, and cigarette boxes rain down so densely that in just a few seconds, the entire city of London is transformed into a massive garbage dump. The terrified crowd panics and scatters in all directions. At that moment, a mother and daughter are sitting in their car when, with a loud bang, a heavy object crashes through the windshield. The car is no longer safe, so the mother quickly tells her daughter to get out and find shelter in a nearby building. As the girl steps out, a massive tire comes racing toward her. Fortunately, she reacts quickly, avoiding disaster by a split second. The mother tries to urge the driver to leave, but he has already fainted from fear. As the garbage rain intensifies and the girl can barely see the ground beneath her feet, a huge ship anchor suddenly appears in midair, hurtling straight toward her. In the nick of time, the girl's father dives in and pushes her out of the way. The mother rushes over and the three of them take cover in a nearby building. In this opening sequence, the sudden shift from a normal day to a nightmare scenario instantly immerses the audience in the catastrophe. The crisis is made personal through the parents' desperate actions to save their daughter, drawing viewers into the emotional stakes as well as the physical danger. This bizarre rain of garbage is not confined to London. It is happening all over the world. Even the Titanic, the legendary ocean liner that sank over a century ago, inexplicably resurfaces on land amid the chaos. In just a matter of minutes, the entire planet reeks with the stench of refuse, and Earth has become a literal trash planet. Humanity's first reaction is fear and speculation about an alien invasion, but no one could have imagined that the real cause of this disaster stems from the unsuspecting act of a simple fisherman. That morning, a fishing boat went out to sea, and after drinking some water, the fisherman casually tossed the empty bottle into the ocean. When he ordered his crew to haul in the net, an eerie scream echoed from below the waves. What they pulled up from the depths was not a fish, but an ancient humanoid aquatic creature. A few days later, the military purchased this aquatic being and secretly confined it to an isolated island. In ancient texts and myths, humans have stories of mysterious sea beings, and this creature is soon referred to as one of the sea devils, now known scientifically as Homo Aqua. It becomes clear that these beings existed long before humans ever walked the land. Scientists studying the captured Homo Aqua discover a strange pearl embedded around its neck. The commander-in-chief of unit believes this pearl may hold advanced technology or knowledge. He orders the scientist to return the pearl to the creature and observe what happens when it awakens. While most researchers view the Homo Aqua as subjects of scientific study, one unit logistics manager named Barclay Pierre Dupont feels a surge of compassion. Barclay is a low-level employee without authority to release the creature, but he quietly marks his chest with a cross and prays for its safety, a gesture of empathy that goes unnoticed by most. The commander, assuming there must be more than one Homo Aqua, orders scientists to build a translation system based on the species' vocal organs, hoping to communicate with any others in the ocean. A full day passes, yet there is no response from the sea. This section reveals the contrast between institutional authority and human empathy. Barclay's act of quiet kindness foreshadows his later role and highlights the thematic core of the story: compassion in the face of misunderstanding and fear. During a nighttime watch, two unit soldiers suddenly feel the solid ground beneath their feet turn into soft mud. One female soldier just standing up finds herself sinking ankle deep, then waist deep, until she plunges into the murky water. Her comrade rushes to help, only to begin sinking himself. Just as he reaches out, a powerful force pulls the woman down. The soldier screams, but he too is dragged beneath the surface. Moments later, a Homo Aqua creature emerges from the water and rescues his comrade. When Commander arrives on the scene, the ground returns to solid earth. Only Barclay notices a chair lodged in the mud. He tugs at it, and to his surprise, it comes free. The commander's face pales as he calls for the missing soldiers over the radio, but all that comes back is static. Soon, they find only a soldier's hand in a dry area. The commander realizes the Homo Aqua are not merely appearing, they are retaliating for the damage done to their world. Not far from the beach, a Homo Aqua figure holding a staff slowly emerges from the water. It becomes obvious this is the ambassador of the Homo Aqua. The commander hesitates to order an attack and instead commands his team to lower their weapons. Using the translation device, he addresses the ambassador, saying, "Humans wish to establish peaceful diplomatic relations with the Homo Aqua." The ambassador responds with a series of vocalizations that are interpreted as an agreement. The commander breathes a brief sigh of relief. But the mood shifts when he adds, "However, he then declares that he wishes to communicate with all life on Earth, rather than solely with humans." Humans are stunned, and the translator thinks it must be an error. After all, humans view themselves as the pinnacle of the food chain and assume they can speak for all life. The ambassador responds coolly, "We do not need your consent, because the Homo Aqua are already communicating with the rest of Earth's life." In the next moment, countless Homo Aqua rise from the ocean, so numerous they cannot be counted. At the same time, a global alert flashes across human communications. Homo Aqua have now gained control of all rivers, lakes, and seas on Earth. Across the world, mushroom-like structures sprout from the water. Massive homes and hubs for the Homo Aqua, each one teeming with thousands of them. They stand and gaze down at humanity almost like gods. This pivotal scene flips humanity's perceived dominance upside down. By showing the Homo Aqua's overwhelming presence and unity with the natural world, the series forces the viewer to confront the fragile illusion of human supremacy and raises the stakes for what comes next. Humanity is now facing a full-scale crisis as the Homo Aqua have taken control of Earth's waters. UNIT announces an urgent plan to build water channels around the world to redirect ocean water into controlled zones. After 3 months of intense construction, the channels are finally completed. The seawater begins flowing through the new channels into 10-foot-high transparent glass reservoirs. With the sluices opening, humans prepare for negotiations with the Homo Aqua leadership. However, this time the Homo Aqua delegation is unlike anything humanity has seen before. There are 3 distinct forms present. The first is the standard form, retaining fish-like features but with limbs and body structure closer to humans. The second is the catfish-like form, a more primitive and less evolved version. When the third form appears, everyone in the room is stunned. This being is nearly 95% human in appearance with clear female characteristics. As she steps forward, the other Homo Aqua split into 2 rows, signaling that she is their queen ambassador, Salt. The introduction of 3 distinct Homo Aqua forms highlights not just biological diversity, but the complexity of an entirely different civilization. Salt's near-human appearance immediately challenges human assumptions about evolution and identity, raising questions about who deserves empathy or representation in diplomacy. To show goodwill, the human envoy presents a special gift to the Homo Aqua, a dwarf snow azalea collected from high in the Himalayas, symbolizing peace and goodwill. When Salt accepts the gift, she does something unexpected. She speaks in fluent English.
"We have a gift for you."
She didn't know the language before, but after hearing just a few phrases, she has quickly learned to speak it. Humans breathe a collective sigh of relief, thinking this might be a step toward peace. But Salt suddenly tosses 2 small yellow shells toward the humans and says simply, "These are my children." The room erupts in confusion. Those shells don't resemble children at all. Salt continues, her voice cold, "My children should have been born healthy, but they were suffocated by your human pollution and oil, turning into malformed creatures." In an instant, it becomes clear. Homo Aqua's aggressive actions are a direct response to humanity's destruction of the ocean environment. The human envoy, feeling uneasy, asks Salt what her demands are. She responds, "I do not want to talk to you." She then points toward Barclay. Barclay stands up nervously, stammering, "You must be mistaken. I'm just a logistics manager. I don't have any real authority." Salt looks at him intently, then says, "But you showed respect." Through monitoring footage, she saw Barclay grieving and praying for a Homo Aqua creature earlier. Because of that, she chooses Barclay to represent humanity in the negotiations. Barclay is stunned. From an ordinary support staffer, he is suddenly humanity's ambassador. The pressure is overwhelming. He approaches the podium as the unit command issues begin. Commander Kate has prepared an official statement on the screen and instructs Barclay to read it. Barclay starts reading, but is interrupted by Salt. "Please give me a glass of water," she says. Barclay assumes she's thirsty and orders someone to fetch a glass. But Salt interrupts again. "I want water from the river." Unit Special Forces immediately bring a glass of contaminated water from the River Thames. Barclay looks down at the murky, grimy water and hesitates. It's polluted and dangerous. Everyone knows drinking it could make someone sick. He asks for time to filter it first, but Salt says coldly, "This water is for you to drink." Barclay is stunned. "Why do I have to drink this?" The commander advises him not to. Unit technicians have detected parasites and dangerous bacteria such as E. coli, dysentery, and even pathogens that can lead to severe infections. Barclay refuses, saying, "I can't drink this." Salt calmly asks, "Why can't you drink it?" At that moment, the commander urges Barclay to continue reading the official text, but Barclay can't take it anymore. He removes his earpiece and says directly to Salt, "Because we are too foolish. For our own comfort and pleasure, we have destroyed your home." Salt looks at him thoughtfully and says,
I think you are my favorite human.
Barclay feels a moment of pride, but when he turns around, the rest of humanity's representatives are glaring at him. He has just exposed humanity's guilt in front of the entire Homo Aqua delegation. Salt announces her terms. If humanity can resolve the ocean pollution crisis within 1 month, they will withdraw and end hostilities. The commander instructs Barclay to explain humanity's situation. With current technology, this will take at least 50 years. Salt's expression hardens. She believes humanity is trying to buy time to develop weapons against them. In response, she decides to show humans exactly what pollution looks like. She turns to face the window. Instantly, the sky darkens and plastic debris raining down from the ocean floods onto land. The catastrophe is global. People run in panic. A massive ship anchor nearly crushes Barclay's daughter, who narrowly escapes. Within minutes, Earth's landmasses have become garbage wastelands, the air thick with decay and stench. If it continues like this, humans will suffer disease after disease and mortality will rise. Soon, humanity could collapse entirely, leaving Earth in the control of Homo Aqua. The world stands on the brink of war. This is the 2025 sci-fi drama, The War Between the Land and the Sea, episodes 1 to 2. The story is not yet over. If you want to see what happens next, leave a 1 in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.